Alrighty. So, what's one thing that you want to accomplish before this is all said and done within the realms of krump? What's one thing that you want to be known for? Could be something somebody else does as well, but you want to make sure that you make your stamp there. I know that's a heavy question.
Not really. No, it's not that heavy.
Don't say level changers, please.
Okay, maybe it is that heavy. Damn. I don't know.
Want to teach, want to be a great battler, travel the world, win the first EBS American tournament, be the first person to win in Texas or something like that.
Hey. Nah, probably just the travel overseas.
What part? Or where you know where you want to go?
I have no idea where I want to go.
No idea. Okay. Well, maybe I'm gonna need you to check them travel law just in case, because you know it ain't safe for our people and everywhere, and you can't be just walking into certain places overseas, bro. It's rough out here in America. You can only imagine what it's like out there. So
I should probably look into that.
you definitely should before you, because that's not it. I don't want to get no phone calls in the middle of the night. It just, Sylar, you told me to go to fucking Croatia, bro, and they got me. I'll be like,
Call me back.
right? I'll hit you back. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. But so yeah, so let's jump into another a tough topic. So how do you see the krump community? Because I've gotten from a lot of people that have been here for a while. Obviously, you hear a lot of horror stories when you first come in, or even before you really get in. Like people are like, oh, it's toxic. Everybody's like, the community's like broken apart and stuff. Like, how does it look from your perspective?
Like a bunch of fucking kids. That's really it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't lie about that, but it's DGK and Dirty Ghetto Kids. That's how I kind of look at it.
God.
It's like, I mean, for real. Like, there's a lot of kids, not to call them dirty, but it's like a lot of these cats, they didn't have much. So you had literally people the creators that are still within their 30s, created an entire genre of dance and it's gone worldwide in less than 10 years. It was already known and stuff like that, but as far as in terms of the wave that it has now, like, you know, Russia specifically has like its own community, certain parts of that, you know, Germany, South Africa,
Right.
you know, obviously America, but like even like small pockets everywhere across Japan, you know, what is it, the Prime Kings in Korea.
Yeah.
So does it seem like a productive community, or does it just seem like it's in its very adolescent stages to you?
Despite all the BS that goes on within the community, they can be productive when they want to be. But overall, it's like it's still overall like like rising. Like it's still good. Like the community is really good about banding together and like really just being there for one another.
Oh yeah, we're gangbangers for real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we bang krump like this. We gang, because a lot of them kind of are gangbangers and stuff like that. So krump is kind of like the universal flag that we rep.
So it's like just to see all that in person, like all the good vibes and stuff. This stuff is actually really lit. Like once people actually see that, despite everything they hear or whatever's on the page, then they be like, okay, this is actually a real community. It's not something like he say or she say type stuff.
Right. Have you gotten involved in any of the? Have you been affected by that? Any of the nonsense or anything?
I find it comical. That's really it. I don't get affected.
How so comical? Can you give me an example? Or not? If not, it's okay.
I'm trying to think of one. Nah, I probably can't.
No. Okay, all right. I don't get nobody in trouble and stuff like that. But you're definitely gonna build up. I think you'll definitely get your own memories. Like you gonna fight a nigga almost at least one time and stuff like that. Like me and Al, I'm gonna work on a new project, and I think I'm gonna have Al with me when we do it. We're gonna. I haven't decided what we call it yet, but I really want to talk about, like, it's almost like Hollywood's true, or Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories. But me and Al have a lot of krump stories that happen in krump and stuff like that. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that, because I'm gonna embarrass a lot of people. Like So you gonna have some, like, we don't watch people fight before. We don't watch people get drunk and pass out face first on the ground and stuff like that. We don't watch people damn near like clothes get jacked up, like wardrobe malfunctions. Some crazy stuff happen, but I promise you, it's always laughs and jokes at the end of the day. It may not be right there in the moment.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, you know, we're gonna right there in that moment. It's like, oh, we finna get fucked up for this, but it's like, oh, it's all cool. Let's drink and call it a day. So, in the city, what's one area that you think, as far as DFW, the krump scene out here, you think we could improve on? And this is from veteran to rookie. Like, what things do you think would better our community? Aside from more people, obviously, because that's what we're trying our hardest. We're trying our hardest. This is y'all's generation before y'all just was like, fuck it, I'm out.
Man, I don't even know. Can't really say consistency because people are only going to show up if they want to show up.
Right.
Can't say inclusiveness because folks gonna feel how they want to feel.
Let's double back to that for a second. So I give you a moment. How do you feel about? And I spoke with one of my friends about this, and I told her that I was like, I hate that everybody has krump energy, but they don't want krump. How do you feel about that? Like,
I hate it. I personally hate it. I'm just like, hey, like, if you want to have the krump energy, that's cool, but like, if we get a session or a battle, don't do that in front of me. I let them know because it's just like, either be in it all the way or don't do it at all.
Right.
Don't have the energy if you can't actually follow through with the footsteps.
So you've had to check a couple people about it, like
happily.
Any like full on vultures that you? I know people kind of like they kind of test the waters, but do you see people like full blown like, oh, I want krump, but I don't want nothing to do with the community. I don't want to learn.
Not necessarily. They're just more so hesitant or don't know where to go.
Right.
And then like I'll be like, hey, either you can talk to Sylar or John or Al, you know, or even Disco. You know, they'll tell you where to go or whatnot. But then of course they usually just don't end up hitting anybody up.
Right.
So then I'm like, all right, tried. Just don't bring the energy around anymore. That's really it.
Word. Yep. As long as you guys don't play MOP, Annie Up, won't have no problems because that is like middle finger to krumpers. Like, please do not play Annie Up or Busta Rhymes. Like, please, we have enough ad-libs and krump. We don't need any more of it. Please, like, stop trying to pander to krumpers. If you really care, play real krump music. Please. Sincerely signed, a rookie and a veteran. Or should I say just krump community as a whole?
As a whole.
Yeah. As a whole, there we go.
Definitely.
So back to the question. Like, what's one thing that you think that we can improve on as a community?
I guess access.
How so?
I know other than like the four of y'all that I just named off of, there's not really that much access to krump available in the DFW.
Right.
And I mean, other than like reaching out to one of us rookies who probably don't want to do that ordeal.
Right. Okay.
Oh God, that would fall on us, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean and that's one of the things that we definitely try and kind of explain to the rookies, because even for the rookies that were just a couple of years ahead of you, like a lot of the rookies, if I'm being honest, had a lot of resentment, you know, because it was just like, and I'll definitely say on my part, like I know for a fact that I tried my utmost to make sure that there was a generation ahead of y'all, but because so many of them like left out or didn't stick with it and stuff like that, and some of them like lost their minds and stuff like that, we had to go back and correct and like kind of like erase it. And a lot of the rookies were upset. It's like, oh, well, this doesn't exist because y'all didn't do this. It's like, it's not necessarily because we didn't do it. It's because we put them in a position to do something and they decided to stop. So it was just like, there's no, kind of how Instinct kind of explained. She was like, there isn't a full example as far as like what the next step for us is supposed to look like. It's just us and then y'all. So it kind of looks very kind of intimidating, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of because it's really, I'm not lying, it's going to be up to y'all to like to lay the new ground for the foundation. Because we can only go so far. Y'all's generation, like, y'all have so much more access to social media, technology, music, and stuff like that. Back to where, like, I remember crumping on a blue screen with a CD and the TV and stuff like. And a lot of people, y'all know what I'm talking about, like, or crumping off of YouTube tracks off of the TV or whatever the case may be. Like, there wasn't no, let me turn on Bandcamp or SoundCloud or YouTube on my phone and with my JBL speaker. There wasn't none of that, or even studios. So I would definitely say it's going to be on the responsibility of you guys to definitely push that. We'll open as many doors as we possibly can, but I don't think this generation will ever be able to. My generation can only stand the test of time for so long because we, as they say, you can't hold on to the wheel forever. Right. Eventually, we got to hand it over to you guys. So, but yeah, we will do our best. So, closing statements. So, where can they find you, man? Give them that social media, bro.
In the trash. Nah. On all my social media handles says Acraze. XAYKRAAZE. Don't ask why I spelled it like that. I just did.
Gotcha. Okay, and go ahead and give him the Tinder as well, because I know you'd be. No Tinder. Okay, you don't be in the streets. No hot guy summer. None of that. No. All right, that's cool.
It sounds like a lot of work.
More room for us.
You got dreads and you tall. So
exactly. Don't tell Brittany. She's not gonna find out. We'll keep that between us. But most definitely, well, thank you, sir. I appreciate you coming out. Any last statements you want to give to your viewers, your audience? Any advice?
If pork chops were perfect, there would be no hot dogs. Steven Universe.
Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Go follow King_Sylar. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It's all there. And, of course, follow Mr. Xavier, a.k.a. Little Relic. Limbz, we're putting that into the universe. Any questions or concerns or comments about anything, you have any topics that you want to go over, please let me know. We will continue to do these type of interviews with rookies because, again, we do want to continue to keep getting fresh views, from the rookies as far as like how we can improve in our community. And I definitely recommend I would advise that all leaders in your community do the exact same thing, because you never know if you might be missing something. You might be doing your best to knock out 95%, but that 1-5% that you're missing could be right there in front of you, and your rookie has the answer for it. So appreciate you rocking with us. We'll holler with y'all next time. Peace.